Hello, my name is Maria Miller from mathmammoth.com. In this lesson we're going to study many operations with rational numbers. And that means many operations with fractions and decimals. This one here is decimals. There's decimal multiplication first of all, even though it doesn't point it out. It's not written with the little cross or any other symbol because when we put the number in parentheses, this means multiplication and then subtraction. Of course, we do the multiplication first here. And I can do that mentally. I can just multiply 12 times 6 equals 72, right? And then think about my decimal point. There's one decimal digit, one decimal digit. I need two decimal digits in my answer, therefore. And then we do the subtraction. Now notice that I'm subtracting just a smaller number minus a bigger number. So I know my answer will be a negative number. It is as if adding this and then adding a negative 1.52. And I know the negatives will win. What I need to do is subtract the absolute values and then take the answer as negative. So I will actually subtract 1.52 minus 0.72. And of course, it's like 15 minus 7 equals 8. So I just get 8/10. But the answer is negative 8/10. Here, the fraction multiplication. We do it just normally, using the normal fraction multiplication. The only thing is there's a mixed number here in between. So that means I need to change that into a fraction first, okay? 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1. This would be 10/3. And then I have here 3/8 and then negative 1/2. Okay, I'm writing the multiplication symbol there now instead of the parentheses. Either way is fine. The answer will be negative because there's one negative factor and then these two positives. Okay, and now here before I multiply I will simplify. Here's a 3 and 3, they cancel out. Then there's 10 and 8 or 2. 10 and 2, they are both divisible by 2, so this leaves 1, this leaves 5. And now nothing else simplifies. On the top I have 1 times 1 times 5. And then here on the bottom just 8. And negative. Negative 5/8 is the answer. And lastly, a fraction subtraction. There's 3 different denominators here. And I think I can just use one common denominator. 8 and 5 would need to use 40, but 40 will work for 2 too. So I will now change this so that each fraction will have a common denominator, 40. Okay? And then this last one will be 1 and 20/40. Over here we have 8 times 5 is 40, so 5 times 5. 5 times 8 is 40, so 3 times 8, 24. Now there's several ways to proceed. I could subtract these two first and then go on to this one. Or I could write this as a fraction too at this point already. I'm gonna go over there now. 25 minus 24 is pretty easy to do. So I will get 1/40 from this first subtraction. And then this here, I will change it now into a fraction instead of a mixed number. So we'll get 60/40. All right, and now in this fraction subtraction, you just subtract the top numbers, right? We get 1 minus 60 on the top, and then the denominator is 40. 1 minus 60 is negative 59. So we get actually a negative fraction, 59/40.